What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm gonna be just talking about just something very short here. It's not gonna be a very long video. So if you've ever driven stick, or if you ever have seen stick being driven by somebody, it is a bit of a process and it does look pretty easy, but once you actually do try it yourself, it is kind of difficult. Especially stopping and starting, I'd say that's the most difficult thing. But anyway, I'm gonna go for a little bit of a drive. I wanna go for a little bit of a cruise, and then just talk about this just for a little bit. So let's go. So have you guys ever accidentally recorded something, like audio or something like that, you know, and then when you go to review it later on, like way later on, you know, it didn't actually record anything? Does that ever happen to you guys? Because that just happened to me, unfortunately. But it's all good. That was my own fault, so whatever. Anyway, I just wanted to go for a nice little cruise and talk about learning to drive manual for, you know, I didn't think I would be this late in the game learning to drive manual anyway. I thought I was going to learn to drive manual when I was like 17, you know, 18, you know, first getting my license, because that's what I really wanted to do. I really wanted to drive a manual car. I did drive my brother's car. It was a Honda Civic. It was a manual, a 5-speed, I believe, and it was really fun to drive. I drove it once, and I just went out with my dad just to learn how to drive it a little bit, you know, because I was like, I really want to learn how to drive stick or whatever. Can you teach me? He's like, yeah, sure. So he did that, but that was the only experience I ever had with a manual car. So when I was looking for cars to buy, I was very, very curious about this manual car because, I mean, I've always really wanted to drive a manual car, but I was really scared because, you know, I was 26 and I was like, man, that's embarrassing. I don't know how to drive a manual car. But honestly, I don't think it's embarrassing at all, for one. And now that I actually think about it, and two, if you're feeling embarrassed at all to actually, you know, go and drive one of these and actually try to, you know, get one, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I've stalled it like 20 times driving it home from the dealership. So don't be embarrassed. If you need something to feel better about yourself, just use that. God, I love this car. Anyway, I think that if you really want to try something, just do it. You know, I didn't really think that I would be driving a manual car, but when I actually got in this car and actually got a ride and I actually, you know, drove it home for the first time, even though I did such a terrible job at driving it, I fell in love with it. It was amazing and it felt so good. You know that whole saying about like being more connected to the road or being more connected to the car with it? It does make sense. I get it. It makes sense. I think this is the best car that I've ever owned. It's the only car that I have. This is the only car that I've had that is, you know, newer than 1997. So that's good. I mean, that's nice. That's kind of what you want, right? That's kind of what you want. Anyway, starting and stopping is going to be the toughest thing that you're going to do in a manual car. So I would recommend just going to a parking lot or somewhere that's secluded, you know, not a very full parking lot, mind you, so that way you can practice starting and going. And also somewhere, if it has a little bit of an incline, that could also be beneficial to, you know, try and test out a little bit of waters there, because driving on a hill like that and trying to, you know, go from there, and if somebody's like right on you, then it's a little tough. There's all different kinds of methods of things that you can learn, like holding up the e-brake for a little bit while you're, you know, starting to go, and then putting it down as soon as you start to go, so that way you don't go backwards. There's all different kinds of things that you could do. I think the best thing to do is just go out there and get started. Like, I had no idea of any of those things. I didn't know what heel towing was. Like, I don't know any of that. I still haven't really tried it because it's very tough. I'm sure I'll try it eventually, but man, it's just not for me right now. So getting this car has really opened up a whole lot of things for me, and it's really, you know, it's made me really enjoy driving again. You know, I used to love driving. Driving was such a big thing for me when I was younger. Like, when I first got my license, I loved it. I drove so much, it was ridiculous. And then, like, I just kind of fell out of the enjoyment of driving. And, you know, recently I've begun to kind of get that back because I'm really loving just the whole, like, you know, connection to the road and just, like, going places. Like I said, I was a very timid person, so going places wasn't really my forte. So I really am enjoying just this process of, you know, cruising around and just having a good time. I used to do it back when I first got my license, and it made me happy. So going back to that it's really nice. Anyway, the point of this video is just to get you to go do and try not to be too scared and overthink things too much, because I for sure do that all the time, and I'm working on it like crazy to not do that anymore. It's really tough, and let me tell you, it doesn't really stop. You just kind of keep trying and trying, but just don't ever forget, everything is scary until you try it. So just go for it. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a, you know, insight to my brain and, you know, the weird stuff going on up in here. But anyways, I just hope that this helps somebody out there. You know, I'm just posting for me, and I love it so much. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys, you know, liked it, maybe give me a like. If you guys really liked it, maybe give me a subscribe. You know, I appreciate that so much. You guys have no idea what the time means to me that you guys just watch these videos. You have no idea. Thank you so much. Anyway, I know that this video was probably all over the place and a little weird. It's because when I first filmed it, it was not working. I actually went to the gas station and everything. So maybe I'll make something with like a little montage with those clips, but you know, we'll see. Anyway, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Until the next one, I'll see you later. Peace.